Hola, buenos días.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
This is Barb.
And this is Estela.
And welcome to
Cafecito
and Crime. So, today's story will be brought to you by me. I really wanted to do this case for a while already, but I was like, maybe it's going to be too publicized or whatever. But you know what? At that point, I really don't care.
Matter.
So since we are in the NBA final season, I want to do a story on an NBA former player.
Okay.
His name was Lorenzen Wright. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of this story?
Yes.
Okay. So I figured, but I mean, I kind of...
It's crazy. It's insane.
Of really dug in. Like, I kind of went a little bit... like the whole week dug in, whatever. And so if you would like to join us for this one, go ahead and grab your cafecitos.
And let's get started. Hold on, let me drink some of my cafe.
Let me drink some water because I can't drink coffee yet.
It's really hot here, guys.
It's burning up. Not only that, we had to make sure that we recorded early in the morning enough.
Like early.
Because we were going to die, first of all. And second of all, like we got a heat advisory at 3 a.m.
Yeah. The heat index for this weekend is what, like 111?
116 is what I saw.
Oh, fuck. It went higher up than I saw earlier this week.
So if anybody's in Texas, we feel for you.
Yep. And it's only June. This is a preheat before the real heat towards the end of July, August is when it's the worst.
I'm just kind of worried about everybody. Like, I know I'm a homeowner. Like, it scares me. Like, everybody's AC scares me. Like,
somebody's AC is going to break or stop working.
Freaks me out. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Remember that one year that happened to you guys?
That happened to me. My babies were little.
Yeah.
Juju was so little. He was like a baby.
So the summer's here. We don't like it.
We don't like it. It can go back.
It can go back.
You know
but that's like, okay, maybe summer in other places isn't that bad.
What places?
Like up north or something in other states.
What do they call summer though?
What, like?
This wouldn't be called, like they would never experience
this is global warming. But to them, summer, let's say is mid-80s.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That's like March here.
Yeah. That's like literally October here.
November too.
Yeah.
And even maybe sometimes December.
Yeah, I remember one year it was hot at Christmas.
Yeah.
Because we weren't even wearing the PJs because it was hot outside.
Yeah, and even then I think there was one year when it was just straight up hot, and I remember people were wearing sandals and shorts.
I remember that too.
But yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Global warming, let's save our planet.
No, we were freezing this year. ¿Qué pasó tan siquiera? It was cold.
Oh yeah, this year we had ice, remember?
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
That's a Christmas that I enjoy.
That was a good Christmas. We had our Dipmas too.
Yep.
Our now annual Dipmas.
Yep. Anyways,
Anyways,
it's hot here.
Sorry for anybody.
Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Don't go outside.
And please
Summer
make sure
can go fuck itself. Oh,
check on your elders.
Yeah.
And don't leave your pets outside.
Yes.
Put them at least in the garage or in the shade.
Yeah. And do you think this is like as hot as like the devil's asshole? Like, what do you say?
Nah, not yet.
The armpit.
No, not yet.
Not yet? Not even devil level?
Let's do like July. We'll talk about the devil's asshole. For sure. But not right now. I think it's not time yet.
Okay.
But we're getting there.
It's just the humidity.
No, like literally, you walk outside and it slaps you like a fucking...
Sits on your ass.
Yeah.
Sits on you. It sits on you.
Literally sits on you. Like la pinche... ¿Cómo se llama cuando se te sube el pinche muerto and shit? Like that.
Like, ¿cómo se dice? The sleep paralysis demon.
Ándale.
It sits on you. That's the humidity.
Muerto, like, boom, you're done. And you're like, I just put on lotion and then you have no lotion on your legs.
That's why I don't go outside because...
It's gone.
Then you have to shower multiple times a day.
Not only that, but it's gone. Like, I literally never had to put on deodorant more than one time a day. And sometimes I just don't do it and you have to smell me. I don't care. When we work out, she's like, it smells like onion. I don't give a fuck. This is hardworking woman.
That's true.
Hey, you know what? I'm like lifting weights. I don't care. So I call them waves because my son... He used to want to work out with us, and he'd be like, "Are y'all going to lift waves?" So since then, when he was younger.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into the story. Sorry about that.
So let's get into the story. This week's episode, like I said, is going to be about Mr. Lorenzen Wright. So we are going to Memphis, Tennessee this week. And today's fun, interesting, random facts have been brought to you by my daughter.
Okay.
I gave her homework yesterday. Okay. She's like, it's giving... school project. I'm like, it's giving, do it right now.
It's giving, do something with your life.
Yeah, she just lays all day. So she looked up number one, that the most famous, and you know this would be her, the most famous food in Memphis is Memphis barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's all she thinks about is food. But anyway, besides that, the word Memphis means established and beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Not only though. Girl, ¿qué me pasó ahora?
It's because you're not drinking your coffee yet.
I know, todavía no me despierto. But anyway, not only that, but Memphis was also the home to the first African-American millionaire.
Oh, wow.
And lastly, Memphis has one of the largest artisan well systems in the world.
Ooh.
So it's called an aquafied. It's trying to say
sounds
aquafied.
like a Pokemon.
I know, huh? Contains more than 100 trillion gallons of water that fell to the earth as long ago as 2,000 years ago. It has become available to the city since 1887.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So Lorenzen Wright was born on November the 4th of 1975 to his mother, Deborah Marion, and Herb Wright. Growing up, his mother knew that something was special about Lorenzen because she stated that when she would put him on her lap, his head would fall over her knees. So like he was really tall.
Oh, okay.
And I know that happened to me with my son, so I can relate. And she's like, he was just so long that I couldn't like.
For his age, for him being so little.
For a baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, she would say that he became interested in basketball right away. Not only that, but she was a single mom and she lived with her mom. So they lived with Lorenzen's grandma. And even though she was a single mom, Herb was really, really involved. Herb was in a wheelchair. So why was Herb in a wheelchair? He was a police officer in the Memphis PD and he got shot. So he ended up in a wheelchair, but he was so involved with this.
They weren't together?
No, they were not together. Like he was always at the games. He was always supporting his son. Like Deborah says there was not a time that she would say that Herb was not there for her son.
Oh, okay.
So that was really awesome. But at the same time, she was very close to Lorenzen, which is, typical.
Was he her only child?
No, she had more children. He was the oldest.
Oh, he was her first child.
He was her first child.
Okay.
And that makes a difference. Yeah. Alex is your mom's first child. Your mom's first child and her favorite.
I like to argue that I am sometimes a favorite child.
I don't know about that. Anyway, so then, they just were making it through life. And like I said, Herb was, disabled, but they were really good family. So he started his basketball career, or Lorenzen did, at Lafayette High School in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. So his mom lived in Mississippi and his dad lived in Memphis.
It wasn't far.
It was not far. So he would spend his senior year playing for Booker T High School. And he got scholarships offers were coming in. So Booker T was in Mississippi. So he was, in Tennessee. So he was going back and forth between his mom's house and his dad's house.
Do you know how tall he was by then?
No, actually I don't. I should have checked that and I didn't. So they were just coming in, scholarships, obviously, which is awesome. And so they were kind of needing to make a choice. So he decided to go with the Memphis Tigers at Memphis State University. So he wanted to stay local.
In Tennessee.
Yeah. So after being in the university, Lorenzen was drafted 7th overall pick to the Los Angeles Clippers in 1996.
Okay. 1996. Okay.
They have a clip of it and it's so cool because his
I like
mom
watching
is there.
Those.
His mom is there and she's hugging him.
I can imagine.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Around the same time, Lorenzen did meet and married his wife, Sherra. So Sherra Robinson was a daughter of one of his coaches, and she was 5 years older, his senior. So she was born in February 1st, 1971, and they met at a basketball game.
Okay. So she was hija de uno de los coaches from college, his.
Yes.
Okay.
See, and I think they went to their church and stuff, or they were involved in church también.
Yeah.
Like the dad or something. But so in 1995, actually, their first son was born. I think she was already pregnant.
Okay.
But that's okay. Yeah. More power to you. Their first son, let me say that again. In 1995, their first son was born. His name was Lorenzen Jr. After that, they had a daughter. Her name is Lauren.
Oh.
Then they had twin boys, Lamar and Shamar. Another daughter, Sophia. Another son, Lawson. And then they had baby Sierra.
How many kids did they have overall?
So, yes, that makes 7 children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were working. And, I mean, Lorenzen was over the moon.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted.
He came from a big family.
Yeah, he came from a big family. His kids were everything to him. Like, he was so happy and he was just excited. Like, you can see pictures of Lorenzen carrying his son, Lorenzen. And, like, he's wearing his little jersey and his little ears are, like, it's so cute. So, in 1999, he moved from the Clippers to the Atlanta Hawks. In 2001, he was traded back home to the city of Memphis and he played for the Grizzlies. He loved the fame. He loved the attention. He also was not like one of those people, okay, you would go ask him for an autograph and they would tell you
he wasn't snobby.
He wasn't snobby. He would always say yes to everybody. And then also he would give to charities and to people as well. Okay. Like he was very giving. He would buy cars for people, like pay their bills, like anybody that needed something, they would, be there. He was making money, but at the same time, money was coming out as well. Yeah. So I heard like one of his friends in one of the interviews was like, if anybody would pull out their hand, he would be there. Like,
it reminds me, I know it's like nada que ver, but it kind of reminded me of Abraham Shake.
Yes, it did. Yeah. Whenever I was reading that, it reminded me también. Yeah, so everything looked great for Lorenzen and his family, but unfortunately in 2002, at only 11 months old, his baby girl Sierra, that was born in 2002, so she was 11 months, she passed away from sudden infant death syndrome or SIDS in their home.
Oh my God.
Yes.
SIDS, I don't know if you know this, I think I'm just thinking out loud. Until what age is SIDS not like after you're 1? Like SIDS ya no puede pasar or it can happen?
Sí, I mean, I believe that it's something that it might be, I don't know. Honestly, I thought it was when they were babies. Right. Pero maybe they had something in their
That's what I'm saying. Maybe like after a year.
Yo no sé, pero yo sé que, por ejemplo, yo me acuerdo que cuando tuve la niña, like, I was so scared of that. Because everybody would be like, you have to be watching that she's breathing. Yeah. So I was like, yo no dormía. Yeah. Por estarla viendo, I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, so this really did affect Lorenzen a lot. Like there's pictures of him carrying the baby. Aww. And then they also had all the NBA players came to by this time he had already played for a few teams. So, I mean,
everybody showed up to their...
Yes, they came out and there's a actual...
¿Video?
Sí, un video, pero ¿cómo se llama? The interview. Hicieron una entrevista. Y en la entrevista, he's talking with his wife y les dice que she's amazing, que she's really strong, and que no sé qué, y que he's really thankful for everybody being around him. He kind of was like one of those people that would laugh when he was uncomfortable. So he's smiling, but I don't think he was really
smiling because he was happy, but...
And I actually noticed something like last night when I was already in bed, me di cuenta que a lot of the pictures que sale con su wife, like she's not smiling in none of them. Like she looks pissed. Like, I don't know. But anyway.
I don't think that means anything.
It doesn't. Maybe she just wasn't a smiler.
Or maybe she just didn't like her picture taken.
Yeah, true. He also did make a Sherra Wright scholarship fund to honor his daughter's death. Mm. He was very active in volunteer work. Like I said before, he would give to his community. He literally would, like, hacía camps para basketball para los niños. He pagaba todo. He would go and read books to the kids, give to the needy. Like, he would give a lot of his money.
And time.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So he was a really good guy, by what I read.
For what it seems like.
Yeah. In 2006, he did move back to the Atlanta Hawks. So 2 years later, he was traded to the Sacramento Kings. Not long after, he moved to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay.
Yeah. And he did play with LeBron James.
That's what I'm about to ask you. Did he play with LeBron?
He did play with LeBron. And LeBron did say a statement when he passed away. So I read that. It was...
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, it's the case of, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, para ahorita ya Lorenzen had played for at least 13 years. Ya estamos en 13 años.
Let's say like 5 teams, maybe?
7.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So not only that, but he had made an estimated of $50 million. So ahorita estamos viendo que he's made $50 million.
I'm sure after that, you even then have still endorsements and all that stuff from companies that they pay you besides just your contract.
That kind of stuff, But maybe como a los 90s, no creo que eso era tan...
Oh, you're right.
Hecho, because back then, like, for example, Nike or like Adidas... All of these things, nobody had money for that shit. Like, let's be honest. So
it just wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing.
Well, what about like Got Milk? Like the ad, like those type of ads that you would see like in the magazines.
Dude,
I think so.
Yo siempre me he preguntado, like, what was got milk for?
For milk?
Sí, wait, pero like, were we not drinking enough milk or what the fuck?
I don't know, but it was cool.
Yeah. But you know how...
But everybody was in it. All the los artistas, like movie people.
There was another one que también all the people were wearing the shirts y que no sé
You know about
qué.
Calvin Klein?
No, not Calvin Klein.
Marky Mark did that, remember?
Oh, Marky Mark is fucking hot as fuck.
Oh, no le digas a Vanessa.
No, that's my sister's mans. Shout out to my sister. She is obsessed with Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Her son's name is Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there you go.
There you go. In 2010, after having a really bad thumb injury, he was not picked up by any team again. So
and then by then, how long he had been? Already?
13 years. Around
13 years.
Yeah. So 13, 14 years. And he decided to retire.
Okay.
Okay.
Smart move, I guess.
Yeah,
if you know you can't play anymore.
For sure. At this point, he did come out on Cribs, dude.
Oh, I believe it. Everybody was in Cribs.
He showed the amount of money that he has spent through the years. I mean, casas after casas. Cars. And I mean, a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Like the jewelry, the everything. Like he was the
epitome of
a NBA. NBA player. You know, he was just, and not that I'm stereotyping them. Girl, that's work shit. Sterilized. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm not stereotyping them, but like...
Well, I think that's just any athlete.
Any athlete.
Yeah.
Any athlete. Es que les gusta, pues, I mean, that's okay. If si tienes el dinero, I mean, go for it.
Fuck, I would.
I would too, shit.
But I wouldn't be on Cribs, but I would.
Yeah, estaba en el Cribs, he salió, and he had his little thing on his thumb, porque like his
injury,
bad,
right. It was pretty recent también at that time.
So it did...
Wait, do you get paid to be on Cribs?
I don't know. That's
or I think it's just the exposure.
No, I don't think so. I think that you're just...
Wait, did you hear that sometimes Cribs was fake? Like
yeah,
those were
definitely. ¿Cómo se llamaba el de 3-6 Mafia, dijo? Or, no. Somebody said que they weren't real. They weren't real.
Yeah. Or not all of them.
Dude, do you know a lot of the girls that I work with don't know who 3-6 Mafia is?
Let's take a quick break.
Persons of Interest is back, and it's bigger than ever.
That scream will echo in my head for many years.
Taser! He's gonna shoot! Oi! Shot fired. Stay out! You got a gun on you!
He had the perfect aim.
I am absolutely stressed at that point. I have no idea where my officers are.
Persons of Interest available everywhere you get your podcasts.
How old are they? Are they Gen Z?
Yeah, they're Gen Z.
Wow. Anyways.
I wonder if Randy knows who 3-6 Mafia is.
Yeah.
Randy is my brother-in-law that's 21.
Yeah. Oh, he grew up with us, so so he has to know.
You're right.
Anyway, go.
Anyway, so like I said, once again, he gave away a lot of money. He would do a lot of charities. So
it was a balance.
It started going downhill after that.
After his injury he stopped playing in the NBA.
Playing. So not long after that, his 17-room home in Memphis was repossessed. He had a 1.1 million home in Atlanta that was also repossessed. And not only that, but like Sherra would say that they would, like, all the debt collectors were calling like constantly. Así como me hablan a mí, pero yo les digo, hey, if I don't, you get it when I have it, bro.
And not even they just don't answer.
You just don't answer. So in 2010, him and Sherra decided to call it quits after being together for 13 years.
Okay.
Many people around him did say that him and Sherra were not together, but they were still in an intimate relationship. Okay. So it was kind of like one of those, they weren't like...
exclusively in a relationship, but they were still kind of like,
they were like fuck around, pero at the same time, estaban chill, lo que sea. Apparently, according to Sherra, he was a serial cheater.
I mean, I believe.
I don't know what a serial cheater is. Like a serial killer?
Yeah.
But a serial cheater.
Yeah.
But it seems like they both were.
Oh, okay.
Como que iba both ways.
Yeah.
Like ella también era media, cheating, According to one of his friends, Lorenzen had been having a hard time being away from his family because él se mudó from his home. He moved to Atlanta, pero los niños y su ex-wife se quedaron in Memphis.
Okay.
So it was one of those back and forth things as well. So one of his friends was saying that he was having a hard time being away in Atlanta by himself. Mm-hmm. Dice que he was going to go back with Sherra and the kids. He was like
trying to get them back, like
trying
need to get them back as a family.
I guess like he knew that he was just going to move back in, yo creo.
Okay.
So then like the way that he said it was kind of like, I guess I have to go back. Like he wasn't like wanting to do it. He just kind of felt
but he
like
knew that if he wanted to be close to his family and his children, he had to move in.
Yeah. So things seem to be getting a little bit better. They were offering him a tryout for 2 teams. And also that they wanted him to fly to Israel to play for teams overseas. Okay. So, I mean, his thumb was better. Ya estaba un poco mejor.
And offers were coming in.
Yeah. So Lorenzen told his family that he was going to go back to Memphis. So he was going to fly to Memphis.
From Atlanta,
pick up his kids and bring them back with him to the rest of the summer. Because they were having a good time. They were watching movies. Los llevaba al water park y todo. Y quería llevárselos unos días para su casa and kind of chill over there, you know? On July the 18th, 2010, Lorenzen flies into Memphis to do a few things. He was going to be there for his sister's baby shower was one. And also his oldest, Lorenzen Jr., had a basketball game that he was going to attend. So he kind of quería ir para el juego y todo eso y estar ahí. So he was just chilling with his friends. He even took a selfie in his friend's phone. I'm going to show it to you. Okay. I have it. But it was so cute because he was like,
and what year is this?
This was in 2010. So for a selfie you know?
Selfies were a thing, man. Selfies were a thing since MySpace. Ah, yeah.
So he's in his car, you know, being cool, whatever. And so at that point, he had spent some time at Sherra's house. On July the 19th, 2010, at 12:13 a.m., Germantown police received a 911 call. Okay. All you can hear is a man screaming, but you can't really tell what he's saying. So I'm going to play the audio. Okay. There's no music. Okay. I checked it. And so that you can kind of hear what I'm talking about.
Where's your emergency? Hello? I got nothing but gunshots. Hello? Hello?
It's crazy.
I got that from Murder in Memphis. If you listen to it, it was 11 gunshots. You kind of hear somebody say something at the beginning.
Like they try to.
But then you don't hear anything, right? So guess what? After that, the operator thinks that they hung up. She doesn't report it to anybody.
And she even said, it sounds like gunshots.
Yeah, she said, all I can hear is gunshots.
What?
I don't know. She doesn't tell anybody about the call. I think that Germantown is a little bit off of the place that they were calling her from or whatever. And she was like, oh, they're out of my jurisdiction. So she didn't say anything.
What?
Yeah, straight up. Now, here's where it starts getting a little bit iffy because the next day, Lorenzen didn't show up to the baby shower.
Which he was there to do. Like exactly. He had flown in to do just that.
Not only that, but a few days later, he was supposed to be in his best friend's wedding and be the best man. And he didn't show up. Huh. So this is like, those two things are kind of something that you...
El baby shower, okay, a lo mejor pasa. Pero la boda?
La boda, because you're like, hey, voy a estar en tu boda. You're the best man. You have to like...
Show up.
Fittings and shit. Like, it's not like something chill, you know? So then...
You have duties as the best man.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'll be the maid of honor at your wedding because you don't even want me at your wedding, but I'm going to go.
No, I just don't want a wedding.
No, I know, but you're having one. Anyway, no. So, I mean, bitch, I will tell you to come over to my house to a carne asada and I'll have a wedding, but you're having a fucking wedding, motherfucker. No, somebody in our family is going to have a wedding. I didn't have like an actual wedding.
Yeah, you did.
No, like not a real wedding, like a place and stuff like that. No,
that you got married.
Yeah,
church.
Well, I got married.
That's a wedding. Are you talking about a reception?
Yeah, reception. I didn't have like a party.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
We ate at your dad's.
We ate. That was it.
Yeah, but you were wearing your outfit.
Yeah, I was wearing my outfit. It's called the wedding dress, pendeja. Anyway, so I don't give a fuck what I have to do. I'll tie this bitch up, guys. I will. And I'm making her have a wedding. Anyway. So, and I'm not the only one, by the way, that thinks this way. Her sister does too. So we're all in it.
Proceed.
And her brother. So, which is my husband because he's going to do what I say. Anyway, so After this, his mom started getting a little bit concerned because it was okay that he wasn't answering her phone calls, everything. That she was just kind of calling him y no le contestaba. Pero when she started getting concerned was when his daughter Lauren le habló and he didn't answer his phone.
And that's weird because he always answered for his children.
His children, everything. So, you know what? She started to get worried and calling everybody and stuff like that. So she did file the missing persons report on July the 22nd.
Okay. And that call came in on the 19th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a few days later, her investigating and stuff. So they went to investigate Sherra's house, and she told them that he was at her house on July, that he was there at her house on July the 18th. But while at her home, Lorenzen was on the phone with the man that she'd never heard of, or she didn't know who he was, ¿verdad? Mm-hmm. And that he had a box with him. She didn't know what was in it, but that's what she said.
A box.
And that she overheard him talking to the guy on the phone, telling him, hey, I am going to flip something for $100,000 when he left his home.
When you say flip, I just think about flipping a house.
Yeah, pero what everybody was saying was que eran drogas.
Oh, okay.
On one of the incidents, she tells them that it was drugs. On the other one, she tells them that
Incidents
it was
or interview?
No, in one of the interviews, sorry. Le dijo que it was a box of drugs. And in the other one, les dice que she never said that. She doesn't remember saying that. Anyway.
Like, you want to pull up the tape?
Bitch, I'll pull up the tape. Because, you know, Estela, she has receipts, bitch.
Yeah, I keep everything.
She keeps everything.
I screenshot everything. I'm like, what?
What did you say about... Cállate los hocico, pendeja. Anyway, so...
And I circle it in red. I'm like, right
You said it right here. And so what happened was that after that, she said he left with this unknown man, and she didn't know anything about him. She didn't see him since.
So she actually saw the man. I just heard him on the phone. Like, she saw him?
No, she was leaving with... Apparently, they were going to meet up.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I say they were going to...
You said he left with the unknown man.
Oh, he left to meet the unknown man, and she never saw him again.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So, of course, people started to speculate shit that they didn't know. They started saying que, you know, since he was running out of money, he was running drugs, que he was involved with the cartel, que, like, a lot of these things that nobody had proof on, right? Someone being this famous... It went everywhere. I mean, It was all over the news.
Do you remember this?
No, I don't. Alex does. I didn't even have a TV. Anyway.
But it was 2010.
Where was I in 2010? I was in
your apartment.
It was in 2010 in my apartment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-mm. Do you? Alex does.
No, I don't remember this. Well, Alex says he's a big basketball person.
Yeah, so he's...
sports in general, but...
So they did some interviews since he was a high profile case, and they were just trying to, where to start? Like, where do you start trying to figure out what happened to him, right? After 8 days, Deborah started to worry a little bit more, and she said that she knew something was not okay. She was like...
He completely fell off the face of the earth?
Not only that, but she kind of said...
You kind of know, I think, as a mom.
she knew. And so the police finally got a break. The 911 call that was received, the dispatcher that had not told anybody and not reported it, actually brought it to her supervisor and said, hey, by the way, I got this call on the day that Lorenzen is supposed to be, you know, missing since, and I need y'all to listen to it. They listened to it. The call, once again, was not tracked. But when they did track and try to find the location on July the 28th is when they found Lorenzen's body.
So they traced
the phone call
where it came from.
Yes. And that's when they found Lorenzen's body.
Okay.
Well, what happened? Where was he? He was found in a wooded area 15 miles from downtown Memphis, somewhere called Southeast Shelby County. And they started to search the area to find out what was his cause of death. I mean, they were just looking everywhere. Now, this is something weird about this case because the road that he was on, which was on the side, because nada más había wooded area and it's just one road, kind of like if you're going to Liberty, like nothing but woods and stuff like that. So it was called the Callus Cutoff, which means like
a cutoff. It ends.
Now, this was a shortcut to Lorenzen's mom's house. So he would go down this road all the time.
It wasn't like in the middle of nowhere. He knew where he was.
What it was.
Right.
So only if you knew where this area was,
or where it led to,
you would be down this road. Because it was dark. Like, apparently, everybody was like, nobody would go down the road porque no se miraba nada.
Unless you knew it, like
unless
you
you knew where you were going.
Right.
So because of the time that had passed, roughly around 8-9 days, something like that, 10, and it was July in Memphis. It was very, very hot. The decomposition of his body was
really bad.
Really bad.
Oh, shit.
So when they found the body, they say that he only weighed 57 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah. I'm going to show you a picture of where they found the body. Not like of the body, but of where they found the body. And this is how it was.
Oh, that's how hot it was?
That's how hot it was.
It looks like
a burn area.
Yeah, like a charred.
Yeah.
Like something
Como
was...
que he charred.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was kind of... I mean, think about it. Like here, dude.
It's hot.
It's hot. And like just for a little bit, you can fry an egg out there. Literally. So te imaginas, like, I don't know.
It's crazy.
This broke my heart because I feel like somebody so strong and such a good for his community. And not only that, like,
a good father.
He was a good dad. I don't know. And his age, he was 34.
He was only 34?
Yes.
Dude, he was so young.
So young. Yeah. So, like I said, 57 pounds. They were trying to make sure that...
It was him?
It was him. But the police admitted that if anybody that... Even if you really knew him, you would not been able to recognize him. That's how bad the body was decomposed. And, I mean, si le está dando el sol directly, ¿te imaginas? Like, se está cociendo, you know, like, straight up.
So they, they identified him through dental records?
Dental records, and they did have a few ways to identify. I think they could get, like, a DNA sample, maybe even, like, a...
But it's just easier to do dental records. But it was just easier,
yeah. So they did not want his mom to see him like this.
Yeah, I completely understand.
But his mom didn't care. She ran through everybody. Like, you can see it. There's a video of her just running. She didn't care. She was like, I need to see him because she thought in her mind, if I see him, I'll be able to tell him what happened. Like, that's how close she was to her son. Like, she's like, if I see him, I'll know. And I
think también as a mom, you want to like be like, I'm not going to believe it until I see it with my own eyes.
I don't blame her at all.
No.
Like, I completely understand her.
Yeah.
So the autopsy revealed that he had been shot at least 5 times. But they believe that might have been more, but obviously with the decomp of the body, they couldn't verify.
Tell. Yeah.
So they were sure that they were more because of the 911 call.
Right.
Because we hear like 11.
Yeah, a lot. You hear a lot.
Yeah. So 2 shots were in his head, 2 shots were in his chest, and some fragments were on his forearm, which means that he was probably
trying to shield himself.
Hands. Yeah. Officers reported that there were more than 1 shell casing. That means that there was more than 1 gun used.
Okay.
But there was nothing in the area.
They couldn't find anything.
Now, let's think about it. Let's be true crime connoisseurs. You would think that if it's past this much time, they had time to get rid of whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, plenty of time to get rid of any evidence.
Maybe go back to the scene and clean it up a little bit.
Whatever, yeah. But Lorenzen must have known something was not okay for him to call 911. Like, imagine you're driving down the road and something either scares you or
you kind of know that something's going to happen.
Not okay or whatever.
I wonder if he called after he had already been shot once or a couple of times. Like, he managed to, like, maybe just place a call and then he couldn't say anything.
Well, I'll explain what happens later.
Okay,
then you'll understand. I kind of get it later on, but...
We'll get there.
While asking questions around the neighborhood, at this point, they're like, we need to find out what happened to him. So they did talk to one of the neighbors that mentioned that something was odd that was happening around the time of the murder at Sherra's home. It seemed like she was in the backyard with an unknown man. Like, nobody had seen him around. His ex-wife. And they were talking and they had a fire on, like a pit.
Okay.
Which was kind of weird because it was hot as balls outside. Like, it's in the summer.
July.
By this time, the Memphis police was like, okay, we're going to follow up on whatever. They did follow up with her. And it looked like she was burning. There was metal pieces in there, paper clips, and a letter that was addressed to her and to Lorenzen that was burned in there.
Huh. Okay.
The police never followed up with that or never addressed the letter. So I don't know if that was something that was actually even
addressed. A letter addressed to her and Lorenzen.
So
like
I don't know.
From bill collectors or
I don't
something?
know. Like, I have no idea, but they never followed up with that. So he also had a group of friends that mentioned, like I mentioned before, he had been with his homies chilling, you know, what's
right.
up.
When he took the selfie,
When he took the selfie.
Right.
So one of the friends that was in the car with him, with his phone, He said that it was kind of awkward because the night of his disappearance, he remembers that he did get a phone call
On the 19th.
on the day that he disappeared.
The 19th?
Yeah, no, the day before the 18th. Remember that he was there the 18th.
Oh, the day
again.
before he disappeared, not on the day he disappeared.
No, on the day before he disappeared.
Okay, yeah.
Well, they didn't know he was disappeared.
Yeah, so the 18th he was saying, but the 19th ya no lo vieron.
Ya no lo vieron, yeah. So then he says that he remembered a phone call that he was having with Sherra. Y que Sherra le estaba gritando. Like they were going, she was going off on him, diciéndole cosas, hollering at him, and that they were arguing. So that then after that, he hung up and said, hey, you know what? I need to go and fix something's going on at home. I'll talk to you later. Y nunca.
The friends never saw him
again. A few days later at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, which FedEx Forum is kind of like their stadium, they had a memorial service for Lorenzen and his kids. This was so sad to me because his kids, every one of them had a different hat of the teams that he played for. I know. They broke my heart. And, you know, it was for a memorial for their father. They had a lot of people out there. They had fans. They had, you know,
colleagues, friends. Like NBA I'm sure players, everybody from like friends, sports world
his
or
family,
whatever.
like, you know. And I did see a video of his uncle that, he was distraught. He's like, who would do this to this boy? He was such a good man. Like he was crying. I felt so bad because I was like, he was truly loved by his family. Yeah. Not that we're not all truly loved, but like he was really, really close to everybody. Yeah. You know, he really had the intention of being a good man, basically. So after a whole year passes, nothing. No one was calling to give tips. What? The case was closed. Cold. Yeah. Yeah. In 2011, they did up the reward for information on the case to $21,000, and there was less than 50 tips that came in.
And they probably didn't even lead anywhere.
No. Not only that, but the police was like, okay, do they know what's going on? Do they actually not know what happened to him? Or do they know and they're not saying? Because at this point, they're thinking he was in a drug
based on what Sherra was saying, or you know,
in a drug deal, you know. So they're like, okay, have to have been drug.
Do you know if he was known to have taken drugs before?
No, okay. I don't know. They never mentioned any of that in any of the places that I read or looked. And okay, bird. Bro, el pajarito está en chinga. In 2012, about a year later, a man that was already in prison, that in 2009. Okay, so a man that was in prison, but in 2009, he was out on bail around the time of Lorenzen's murder.
Okay.
He said that he had information.
In 2012?
In 2012. About the murderers, and where they can find the...
Murders?
The murderers, the people that murdered Lorenzen.
Oh, it's more than one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The murderers, and where they can find the weapons. And guess what? He also mentioned one thing, that they had already failed an attempt to murder Lorenzen.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Also, I thought I knew. I remember listening to this case.
You thought you knew, but you had no idea.
But I think I was remembering something that happened to a different sports person, like a sports guy. So I thought that the story of him was about this one. So I didn't remember the ending of this one. Not the ending, but what actually happened on this one. I thought it was somebody else that did it, but proceed.
Okay. While this is going on, obviously the police is investigating and making sure that this guy is not just bullshitting, you know? So actually, Sherra was going through some little bit of a legal problem as well. Whenever she divorced Lorenzen, I don't know if this is something that's normal for anybody or how that works, but when they got a divorce, I don't know if the court asked Lorenzen to get a life insurance, or did she ask him to get a life? I don't know how it was, but he had a life insurance.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
And his life insurance was for $1 million.
Okay.
Prior to anything, this was going to his children.
Right.
Sherra received it a year after he was dead.
Okay.
Now,
obviously, some of the
kids were underage, right? But guess what Sherra does?
Spend it,
bitch. She went off on trips. She went off on fucking buying houses, cars, everything. So Lorenzen's dad, which was the manager of his assets, noticed that the money was not going to the kids.
Yeah.
So She was buying furniture, lawn equipment.
Lawn equipment?
I don't know. But anyway, so he did what any dad would do.
Look into that shit.
Yeah. I mean, took her to court.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Finally, whenever Sherra was taken to court and asked the explanation of what happened to the $1 million, I guess she kind of gave him an overview. Guess what? She only had $5 left. $5 left of the $1 million. Yep. 5.
Ni para un Starbucks.
Ahorita no te completa ni un Starbucks, bitch.
Back then, a lo mejor.
Pero
Pero now, I'm not even a Starbucks.
So they did come into an agreement outside of court, pero no sé qué fue el agreement.
The settlement was?
Like it was, I don't know. In the same year, Sherra did publish a book. It was called Mr. Tell Me.
What?
Yeah, Mr. Tell Me Anything se llamaba el libro. She wrote a book. Okay. So part of the description, like ya ves que te da el description of what the book is about. I'm going to read it real quick because I need you to kind of realize see how bullshit this is. Okay.
Okay. Let me see. Let me focus.
With the consistent chaos surrounding women, new acquaintances, family, and greed, their efforts would soon appear to be ultimately in vain. Combined with the newfound lies and deception, she finds herself questioning his commitment. A breaking point is reached. She makes a life-alternating decision. Does it work out for her? Did all his lies finally catch up to him? Would he or she pay for the ultimate price?
Okay.
Okay. So people started to speculate.
Wait, is this supposed to be just like based on other people, just like a story based on other people?
Let me tell you about that.
Okay.
So everybody started to speculate that that was actually her life with Lorenzen, right?
Right. It sounds like it.
But in some of the things that she was saying that he would disgrace her for being fat, that he would like cheating her. Yes, he cheated, but like
he would tell her he verbally abused her.
Verbally abused her, que le pegaba, like all this other stuff, which I'm not putting it past anybody.
Wait, but in the book, it didn't say Lorenzen did this to me. It was other characters, right?
It was Mr. Tell Me Anything.
Right.
Right. Okay. So some of the journalists, or some journalists, or a journalist, did some interviews with Sherra. And in the interviews, she was kind of asked, what were you trying to accomplish with the book? And she said, well, Lorenzen did have a problem keeping his hands to himself.
Okay.
Okay. Then she says, well, not Lorenzen. Mr. Tell Me Anything, the man.
Oh, she first said Lorenzen, and she kind of backtracked.
She backtracked, yeah. And then she's like...
did she do that on purpose?
I don't know. But then she said, I grew him from Lorenzen. I produced him from experience that I had with Lorenzen.
Okay.
Okay. Then she also says that she was planning to make a part 2, a sequel.
Oh.
Yeah. And so she says this, it's 90% done. And she says she's going to take you all the way up to Mr. Tell Me Anything. I think a little bit past what happened to Mr. Tell Me Anything. And the journalist says, wait a minute. So you mean that, I don't want to give anything away, but you mean that he's murdered? And she said, oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So then he asked her straight up, hey, did you have anything to do with Lorenzen's disappearance?
And murder?
Murder and
anything that happened
to him. And this is what she said, which I was like, bro, just say yes or no, bitch. Like, why are you, this is what she said. She said, I'm a mother. I am a wife. I am an author, and the police should find his killer. Then she goes on to say,
bitch, what does that have to do with anything?
Wait, hold on. Then she goes to say that her name to be even said in the same sentence in something like that, she doesn't understand why. She's a minister of the Lord, and that she'd never been in any kind of trouble or anything. Then she ends with saying, I am a mother, I'm an author, I'm a wife. Yep.
Yeah, bro. You could have just said, no.
No.
And
y'all need to find who did this.
Yeah. Find the killer. It wasn't me.
So 7 years did pass.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And Sherra did get married, divorced. She dated a journalist named Calvin Collins that interviewed her about her book. And she actually moved in with him. They moved here to Houston.
Oh, wow.
And she brought her children too. Everybody was here. But Calvin said that after the time passed, like the obsession that Sherra had with getting money from Lorenzen's estate was just too much. He couldn't handle it. So they broke up.
Damn.
Yeah. On November the 9th of 2017, the Memphis Police Department started something called Operation Rebound.
I thought you were going to say Operation Repo, but
no, it's
Rebound. I get it.
Since the case was cold, they wanted to bring more light into it. When you get a rebound, it's like, that's what they wanted to do, I guess, because he was a basketball player. Thanks to a tip of the man that was in jail.
Right.
Yeah.
But didn't he say that tip in 2012? Or they just have been working that tip?
They had been working that tip. So from what I learned was that they could not find the murder weapon where they said. But let me tell you, they found the murder weapon on that day. So the man...
What?
Yeah. So it took them that long to find it. Like they had to search or whatever because it was in a lake.
Oh, so they've just been searching since 2012 until 2017 in November.
In November, yeah. And so they finally find it.
Okay.
Okay, because if this guy is it's in a lake or, it could have been disturbed by other things.
Right.
It
had been how
It
long?
had been raining. It
had been years.
A lot of stuff could have happened. So this man's name is Jimmy Martin, and he is connected to Sherra because that's her cousin.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
1 month later, they find more information that was revealed. They arrested Billy Ray Turner. He was arrested and a bond set on him for $1 million because when they found Billy, he had a weapon and they were putting him in for weapon charges kind of to hold him.
Right.
When they actually found the weapon that they found in the lake, they connected the weapon to Billy Ray.
Okay.
Okay. It was on the bottom of Walnut, Mississippi. Okay. There was a lake there. And it was traced back to him. He was a deacon of his church that he went with Sherra. And not only that, but he actually did some work, landscaping work.
Okay.
For Sherra and
Lorenzen.
The Wright family. Yeah. So there was rumors that Billy and Sherra had a romantic relationship, but he was married. They were in the church. So, people just talking, whatever. After that happened, Sherra was arrested in California 4 days later.
Okay.
Okay. So now Sherra is getting arrested too. Like the family's like, what's going on?
Right.
Like, is she actually involved? Right. They bring her ass back to Memphis and they charge her with his murder.
Oh, straight up.
Straight up. And so they're like, what is going on? The family was actually not really surprised.
Right. But they were just confused.
But they were confused. So this is what happened. After they brought her in for murder, it seemed like Sherra had already tried to kill Lorenzen before.
And they knew that.
And no, the Billy is what they said. So Billy, her cousin, is in jail and he's spilling the beans.
Right.
Yeah. Whenever they were, I guess this is what they were reporting. He was reporting to the police. All of these things. He's basically just telling them.
Singing like a little bird.
Singing like a little bird. Because he was already in jail.
Be like, ya me cacharon.
Ya me cacharon. I'm going to be here anyway.
Be like, I'm going to bring everybody down with me.
Yes, ma'am. He said that while Lorenzen was at home in Atlanta, she had left a window open for them, for Billy and for Jimmy to get into
the house,
Lorenzen's house. So le dejó la ventana abierta.
Y es cuando él vivía solo todavía.
Solo todavía.
Okay.
But when he was supposed to enter the house, kill him, and leave, right? According to Jimmy, that's what they did. And Billy and him went, they opened the window, and they checked inside and noticed that Lorenzen's roommate was sleeping in the living room.
Okay.
Yeah, his name was Michael.
So he wasn't by himself.
Yes, not only that, but they also realized that Lorenzen was not home.
Ah.
So they had to leave and they
had to start all over. So Jimmy also told the police that Billy Ray and Sherra killed Lorenzen. And after they did it, they told him the job has been done. Okay. Jimmy said that he was like, yeah, I'll help you guys clean up the murder scene. Like he was like nothing.
Like nothing.
Like, oh, you need help moving a couch? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll be there. Then he said that they went back to the area where the body was at, and Jimmy used a metal detector to find the gun because they had dropped it in the commotion. Yeah.
And they're running away and stuff.
And the running away and stuff. The gun was thrown away in the lake.
Right.
Yeah. So Sherra was trying to say that Jimmy was not a good witness, que era pura mentira, whatever. Que it sounded like he had done it, all of that shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, but for some reason, Sherra and Billy were going to be tried in the same court.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. I'd never seen that. I was like, well, that's cool. That's kind of crazy. I didn't know that was something. But anyway, Sherra did plead guilty. And after so many years of denying it, she had to actually make a statement. And she said that she knew about it, that she knew that he was going to die. And she also said that she was planning it as well.
Why?
And she also said that she was a part of executing the kill. She made a statement after that, and she said that she was only doing it for her children and that because of them, she wasn't going to give any details. And also she said that she wanted everyone to know that not everything that was being said, it was what it seemed.
Bitch, you killed him.
She killed him.
What more that is being said is not what it seemed.
Yep.
I don't understand.
She was sentenced to 30 years and she was going to be able to go for parole after 30% of her sentence. So she took a plea deal. So Billy Ray was next and he pleaded not guilty. And Jimmy, he was on the stand. He's like, pregúntenme lo que quieran. Yo voy a decir todo. And
I wonder what made him talk in the first place.
Because he wanted, okay, so what I read was that Jimmy was already in jail for actually having something to do with his girlfriend's death. Mm-hmm. So I guess he wanted like a deal
or get a
like
sentence reduced or
something like that. So let me tell you, girl, this is whenever I feel like it was the saddest part to me because Jimmy tells everyone what happened.
Like exactly what went down.
Exactly. So dice que after Sherra went to his home and picked him up for the metal detector and they went to go look for the gun. And then he was told, like I said, that he had done it and that the plan had went through. Jimmy said that Sherra, Billy, and had explained to him what happened. So they said that they met up Lorenzen in the actual road. Y que they ambushed him. Sherra lured him out of the car and then they both ambushed him. And he said that he actually had his back behind them. And you were right. They shot him and then he started running. Mm-hmm. So he was running, but he's an athlete, dude.
He's going to run.
He was jumping fences. He was running through woods, whatever had happened.
Especially if he knew where he was going.
Not only that, but they were shooting. And so then I guess, so they were shooting at him. Okay. So then I guess that's why you can hear the 911 and so many shots because they were trying to shoot him. Because he was running. Yeah. This man was literally running for his life. And I think that that's what broke my heart more because I'm like, bro, y'all didn't have to do this to this man. You did not have to. For what? For $1 million that you spend in less than a year? And you have $5 left? Yeah. It's like so sad. So after that, they caught up to him because he fell.
And then I'm sure they had hit him at that point. Or
they had hit him. Because I'm pretty sure that if he would have gone away, he would have run. I mean, he's an athlete. Like this girl is probably like 5'4", 5'5", whatever.
Y el otro también.
And not only that, but Billy Ray was like short, like, you know, he was stubby. So anyway, I'm not trying to talk about stubby because I'm tall and I can't run fast. So I don't know. Everybody else
But you're not an athlete.
I'm not an athlete. Yes, I am according to my app of working out. Thank you very much. Anyway, he literally said that they mentioned something like he was running like a deer. Like he was jumping shit like a deer. Like he was running. And then after that, they fired at him until they knew he was dead. Oh my God. After that, they left him there. They came back. They, like I said, cleaned up
as much as they could with the metal detector.
And they probably thought that he was just going to like be fried. And he did. He was fried by the sun. Billy was convicted in March of 2022.
Oh, bitch.
Yes. Because of COVID.
Right, everything
got delayed and they did a whole bunch of delays and he was given a life sentence.
Because he's the one that actually shot.
He shot him and not only that, but like...
Oh, and Akea took a plea deal.
She took a plea deal. And the family was, oh my God. Like...
Dude, I can't even imagine his children.
Dude, not only that, but like... His mom was in every fucking court hearing. If you guys go online and you guys look up any court hearing that has to do with any of them, she is there. Yep. And whenever Billy Ray got, sentenced, she was there and she screamed at him, "Why did you kill my son?" She was screaming at them.
So obviously, did Sherra obviously tell them that she was going to give him money? Because where else were you do it?
They didn't. Billy Ray never said anything.
Or were they having an affair?
They think that they were having an affair because you remember I told you she bought lawn equipment?
Because Jimmy is her cousin, right?
Jimmy's her cousin.
So why would Billy Ray?
That's the only reason is because she was like, let's get rid of him. We'll be together or whatever.
Right. I'll give you some of the money or something.
Yeah. So the sad part is that At the sentencing of Sherra, which I don't think I mentioned this, but at Sherra's sentencing, whenever she said what happened, they let his mom say something to Deborah, and then she said, "I just want to have a relationship with my grandchildren. Can you please don't tell them that?"
Oh, Sherra was telling that. No, bitch, you should have thought about that.
No. Deborah, the mom, Deborah, the grandma was asking her to tell her kids to please talk to her.
Because they weren't talking to her?
They weren't talking to her.
Why?
Because until this day, they believe that their mother is innocent. And I mean, obviously, we know that based on her history, she's a fucking manipulator.
Yeah.
I did read that Lorenzen, the oldest, Lorenzen Jr. He was a basketball player. He was also, I think, a coach in a basketball league. And then the twins were also in college basketball. And I think Lauren had her little sister's, like, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama cuando te dan los niños? ¿Cómo se le dice? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Her guardianship. Like, she was in charge of her little sister, Lauren. And so they still don't talk to their grandma. I think, like, not too long ago, one of the middle children were able to meet up with the grandma, and the grandma was crying. It was a video. It was so sad. And, you know, I understand where the children are coming from because they
grew up with their mom.
And they don't know who to believe.
Right.
But, like, one of the past.
And then I think especially when you're so young, like, no sabes. And like you say, the mom was like very manipulative. So I think that once you get older, and I don't know, I mean, as a child, do you want to find out exactly what happened? Because then
I do.
But then it would be like, okay, then everything that I've been told by my mom has been a lie. Well, and then you kind of have to accept the fact that she killed your dad.
Yeah, but honestly, it was something that, you know, your mom made that decision as a human being. Like, even
knowing that he was your dad.
Knowing that he was your dad. Right. Not only that, but we need to see our parents are nothing but our parents.
Yeah.
Like, they're still human. It's like, I'm still
going to make mistakes.
She's still going to make mistakes.
Right.
So
she made the mistake.
The mistake. Now that's going to be up to me as a child. Am I going to continue to?
But as a child, I guess
her?
It's different until you're older and you know better, you know, like.
Well, I mean, they're already older. I mean, Lorenzen, I mean, I think Lauren she lives in I think she lives in Portland or something, somewhere like that. In Memphis, and she has kids and stuff like that. So, I mean, she should understand, you know? But anyway, just to let you know, that was the case of Lorenzen Wright.
That's crazy, bro. That
was a crazy story. I literally went down the rabbit hole. This was probably one of my longest cases. I couldn't stop. Like, it was just, I would watch it and watch it again because every time I would hear that 911 call, it was just, they could have, I mean, if the 911 lady could have at least said something, they could have found him sooner, maybe found some better, you know, I don't know, DNA or something. I don't know. But, you know, the coulda, woulda is always going to be there.
Shoulda, woulda.
And not only that, but I did read somewhere that they did get money from his family did get money from the 911 dispatcher company or whatever, because it was like neglect. Yeah, it was neglect, dude.
Yeah, should have said something.
Yeah, she should have said something. But anyway, I hope you like this case. Let us know how we're doing. We're up to 135 on Insta.
Yeah.
Cálmate. Yes. So if you don't mind, please share. Please, please. We're trying to grow. I know that it's hard because of the fact that we are so small and we're trying to, you know, grow as much as we can. But we promise we're going to keep doing this until we're not going to stop. This heat is not going to make us stop.
We did it last year.
I don't know how. Anyway, if you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at
cafecitoandcrimepod@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at
cafecitoandcrimepod.
Bye.
No, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful summer day.
I'm trying to get out of here.
All right. Bye.